This week on the podcast, we've written songs about John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Johnny Wick and the Parabellum. 50,000 points to the Continental, Jonathan.
Nice. That's Harry Potter.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Revue podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again talking about John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Andy, the audience wants to know how you're doing. Why don't you tell them?
Excellent. I'm all right. How about you?
I'm doing well. I watched John Wick 3 Parabellum. This was like the second or third time I'd seen it.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Big fan.
I like the John Wick movies.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I still haven't seen the fourth.
You gonna see Ballerinas?
Ballerinas! Yeah, probably.
Nice.
Yeah. After I gotta watch the fourth though, so.
Yeah. It's probably important.
And I haven't watched the show, The Continental.
There's a show.
Isn't there? Or is that still in the making?
I don't know.
I think it's important to know these things.
Clickety-clack.
They're calling all these things from the world of John Wick. Yeah, it came out 2 years ago. It's a TV show.
Okay. What's it on?
Peacock.
Oh, Piss Penis.
Yep. Just like all the John Wick movies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, you know what, Robbie? Not only did I watch John Wick 3 Parabellum, but at the time of this recording, it's towards the end of the year, the school year.
Very good.
And so we're chilling. And it's movie time. I say, all right, what movie we want to watch? And they're all like, Ratatouille. I was like, all right. I thought I had seen Ratatouille. I don't think I've ever seen Ratatouille. And let me tell you, it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, Ratatouille's a good movie.
Yeah, and like I put it on, and like halfway through, the kids started getting bored, and I was like, "Quiet! I need to know what happened." The little Remy and Linguini. Well, excellent movie. I got home and I watched the rest of it.
Good. So is that what we're here to talk about, Andy?
No,
I didn't fucking think so. Okay.
Robbie is upset.
Oh, you know what? I'm so upset. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask you to tell me what year John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum came out.
You know what, Robbie? I'm so glad you asked. And you know what?
You're happy I asked? There's a K in the word, Andy.
Did I not say the K?
I didn't hear it, but I'm also just being a jerk.
You're good at that. Turns out I actually forgot to look that up, so let me pull that up right this very instant.
I can tell you what year it came out.
It
came out in the year of our Megazord, 2019.
Wow, that's crazy, because that was 6 years ago, and that's disgusting.
Andy, it was 2 years ago.
Robbie, you got a calendar nearby?
Nope.
Well,
those aren't real.
Oh, boy. I'm going to start at number 27.
Why on earth would you start on number 27? Why on John Wick's rainy earth would you start at number 27?
You know, Robbie, I'm thrilled you asked because it's John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You'd think you'd catch on by now, Robbie. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not good at context clues.
Okay.
I'm not good at picking up what you're putting down, because quite frankly, if you drop it, you should pick it up. All right? And I think it's pretty rude of you to expect other people to clean your messes, Andy.
Okay, well, I think it's pretty rude of you to not even offer to help.
That's fair. You know what? Hoisted by my own Andy.
Worldwide, this movie made $327 million. Now, Robbie. Before you ask me, I'm gonna ask you. What was the budget for this little flick?
That's an excellent question, Andy. The budget, or the little bird, if you will, was a cool $75 million.
Oh, they made a bunch of money.
Yes, they did. How much money did they make?
Math?
Well, just tell me what its box office was, Andy.
Oh, yeah, 327 million. That's what I said.
Oh, you said that already. Turns out I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what I was doing.
It's quite all right, Robbie, but I'm gonna jump to the top 10.
It's top 10 of what?
Of the year 2019.
Oh, Andy's top 10.
Nope. The year 2019's top 10.
The top 10 reasons you should watch John Wick Chapter 3.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll with that. Number 10 is Jumanji: The Next Level. $800 million.
That was a good movie. I like Jumanji.
I haven't seen any of the new ones. Number 9 is Aladdin with $1 billion.
This is outrageous that number 9 is already at $1 billion.
Yeah, it's a big year for movies, which is what this segment used to be called.
Oh, I still call it that.
You didn't. Number 8 is Toy Story 4 with $1 billion.
Andy, when I make timestamps, I call it a big year for movies. You know what the problem is? I sometimes forget to upload the timestamps into the upload.
Oh, Robbie, you know what, Robbie? Don't even worry about it.
Although, sometimes, in fairness, I may sometimes call it the year of our Megazord.
I mean, we are all over the place.
Yeah, there's no organization.
Number 7
the
is
Illuminati.
Oh! Number 7 is previous episode, check it out, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, with $1 billion.
Andy, you know what I think we should do?
What?
Race through these, because I feel like we've done this year a lot.
Okay, Joker, previous episode, check it out, $1 billion. Captain Marvel, previous episode, check it out.
I didn't mean literally just say them quickly. I'm just saying I'm not going to be telling jokes. I feel like I've said them all.
Oh, okay, $1.1 billion.
Joker, more like Smoker.
Whoa. Captain Marvel has $1.1 billion. Spider-Man
Captain
Far From
Carvel,
Home.
I love ice cream. Sorry, I'm doing it now. See?
He said he wasn't going to do it, but he's doing it.
I couldn't help myself.
Spider-Man Far From Home, $1.1 billion. Frozen 2, $1.4 billion.
See, you know what's funny? The last two were not previous episodes. That's crazy.
No, they weren't. The Lion King.
Oh, I got a Lion King for you.
That's a dangerous kink, brother. $1.6 billion. And number 1, would you believe it, is Avengers Endgame with $2.8 billion.
Avengers Beginning Game. Iron Man.
Well, we've done it.
Yeah, we've done this year a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, it turns out I did not realize that. I would not have started at the top 10. I should have been prepared, but I wasn't.
Andy, it's okay
that we do that.
Andy, it's okay. Just give yourself some lashes later on, and we're good.
You know what I'll do? I'll cut off my ring finger.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Your wife is gonna be fucking pissed.
She'll understand.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's a sacrifice.
The god of the underworld told me to do it.
Andy and the gods of the underworld, or the lords of the underworld, like South Park. Andy! That's you.
Nice.
Is that rude? Can I do that? I think I can say that, right?
It's fine.
Yeah. I'll put you in a wheelchair so it's okay. Andy, do you want to talk about John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum?
Excellent. Yes, I do, Robbie.
Can I open with a question?
Sure.
Questions. Why does this movie have a subtitle?
So later Winston drops this line.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's not my question. I understand the meaning of the subtitle.
Right.
But John Wick 2 doesn't have a subtitle. John Wick 4 doesn't have a subtitle.
Nah, I think they were doing a real Fast and Furious thing.
But that's dumb.
I agree.
It's also stupid. Apparently, the plan originally was for this to end the series, or that's what people had said. but at the end they wind up setting up a sequel anyway. So you can't set up a sequel and be like, I think that's the end of the series. Well, it clearly wasn't.
Right, and you know what? I think that this is a good movie.
Yeah.
But I will say this. It does feel like an in-between story.
Yeah, because there's really no story.
Well, there is, but it's just there's so much action.
Yes.
So much. And this is a long movie. It's 2 hours.
Yeah, and it could probably be about an hour and a half.
Probably, but I think the story that they're telling is pretty cool. I think that this one is... These are all actually pretty artsy-fartsy movies. I think this one so far is the most artsy-fartsy.
Okay, that's an interesting take. I'm excited to get into that.
Yeah, I think these are like very cleverly hidden artsy-fartsy movies. You know?
Okay. The movie opens up with John Wick and his good boy. They're running through New York City.
He's a nice boy.
He is a very good little boy. This takes place right after the end of John Wick Chapter 2, where he was named excommunicado. Winston, Ian McShane, and Sharon, Lance Reddick arrive at the Continental. There's $14 million on John Wick's head. And Lance Reddick right away says, I hope Mr. Wick makes it to safety. And Winston's like, dude.
Yeah. I like, is it Charon?
It's Charon.
Yeah, and that's like,
So I don't know if it's Sharon.
I think it's Charon, because in Greek mythology, he's the guy who, like, takes you to the underworld, or whatever. That's the like, Charon. And it's spelled that way, I believe. I think it's Charon. I could be wrong. I played the game Hades, in which they called him Charon.
Was it spelled like that? CH?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I genuinely don't know. I do not know.
Robbie, I haven't said it in a while, but every day is a school day.
That's true. Every day is a school day,
Yeah.
especially when you're an idiot like me.
Robbie, don't ever put yourself down.
I'm not. I'm proud of it. And I'm proud to be an idiot, or at least I know I'm American.
It's, they both mean the same thing.
Yeah, I want to be redundant.
We got a little political over here.
Whoa! John Wick jumps into a cab with his dog, and right away I'm like, oh, I'm surprised the cab driver's cool with that. But then I remember, oh yeah, that's right. Everyone in this world is involved with being a serial killer or a hitman in some way.
Yeah, so much so that it's like, where are the real people?
There are no real people. I'm convinced the real people are like living in fear that someone's gonna walk up to them with a coin and they're gonna be like, fuck, now I'm involved.
Yeah.
Now I have to do whatever this crazy man's telling me to do or I'm dead.
Yeah, I gotta follow, like, we don't follow the regular laws. We follow this weird code that we created. It's all strange, but it's all fascinating at the same time. Because
this world is so unexplained. Like,
yes.
They hit things with drips and drabs, but even when we get to these scenes in this operating room where everyone's like rockabilly and punk, I want to know more about these people. Why do all of these people look like this? There's no explanations for it.
Yeah. Yeah, even the homeless people are in on it.
Right, but like that to me makes a lot more sense because they're working for the, like, that's an old trope with a pigeon king, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy, you know, that makes sense to me. But I'm just fascinated, A, by the regular people in this world, because there are none. Even the cop, when we see him in the first two movies, is like, hey, John, back to work? And he's like, I guess so.
Yeah, I think maybe later in this movie we see a group of children.
Yeah.
I think those are the only ones not involved.
But, like, even them, they're going to become involved eventually.
Probably.
You know, because we see other children in this movie and they're already involved.
Yeah. But at that point, like, if we all have this set of rules that nobody's following, but we have this new code that everyone's following. Why don't we just like stop with that? The one for the regular people. Because now, if everybody's in on this, everybody's living by this assassin code.
Well, like I said, I think there are regular people, but once you get the coin, like you're involved, and like if a cop stops you, you just flash that coin, and they're like, "Oh, okay, the John Wick world, all right."
Yeah, that's like when you cross a certain tax bracket.
Yeah, exactly. You're able to you just show them your tax bill.
Yeah.
Like, oh, 0, you're good to go.
You get a phone call and they're like, show up at this address and take this fox mask that we put under your mailbox or whatever, and then you show up to this party, you see some stuff you'll never be able to unsee, and now you're in. You're a billionaire pedophile.
That's it. Once you're in a certain tax bracket, you go to a party and they just show you a bunch of children you can buy.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
We are dead. We're dead. Once this goes out,
we cracked the code, dude.
We're hunted.
Yeah.
Or as Winston would say later on, we are hunted.
Yes. Real hammy. Love it. Love it.
Wick wants to go to the New York Public Library, but there's a bunch of traffic. So he gives the cab driver a gold coin and says, drive the good boy to the Continental and leave him with the concierge.
Yes.
Wick arrives at the library, and he gets a picture of his wife, some coins, a rosary, and a medallion from a carved-out book. And then this huge dude comes in.
Anybody want a peanut?
That would have been incredible.
It would have been.
But he comes in, and John Wick's like, I still have time. And he's right. He's like, nobody's gonna know.
Yeah. But honestly, dude, that's John Wick. You ain't taking him alone. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're not taking him alone. And then this dude's death might be the best death in the movie.
Okay, great death. I didn't love the fight itself because there was several instances where, like, John Wick's got his finger and he's like bending it and he's like, ow, but his other hand is just like free.
Right. Yeah,
he's not doing anything with it, and that like kind of took me out of it.
Yeah,
the rest of the fights in the movie are fucking great. This one I was like, eh.
When he takes that book and he first jams it into his jaw and then he breaks his neck with the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I love it. I like when, a character like John Wick, like, he'll kill you with anything.
Yes. Well, they even say a fucking pencil in the first movie or whatever.
That's true. The first two, yeah.
Yeah. Wick gets spotted as he leaves the library, and it's announced that he has 10 minutes. We keep cutting back to this office of this lady being like, John Wick has 10 minutes before you can hunt him. Yeah. Like, everyone knows what a huge get this would be.
Right. 14 million smackaroos.
Yeah, and it goes up during the movie, too.
Sure does.
The longer he's free. Earlier on, he had seen a homeless person, played by Jason Mantzoukas. I'm going to butcher that name.
Mantzoukas, I think.
Yeah. The homeless person. And he comes and he talks to Laurence Fishburne, who is the Bowery King. And the Bowery King declares that the Bowery will honor the excommunicado, no help or services of any kind. I do like that he just hands the money to Mantzoukas and nothing is said.
Yeah. It's great stuff.
John, with 5 minutes left, goes to see a doctor, and apparently, the bullet nicked this guy's artery or whatever, hit him.
I think it was when he was fighting the big guy stabbed him in the shoulder.
Yes. I forgot what it was, but it's like, the artery, huh? You'd be dead.
Yeah, well, it grazed the artery.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah. Yeah, you would be dying. Yeah. For sure.
And Wick is so honorable in this doctor's office, because he's counting it down.
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't want, his trouble to get anybody else in trouble. Even though that's pretty much this entire movie.
Exactly, yeah. Well, it's because this guy doesn't owe him anything.
Right. And I do like that after he does, he stops, and then he has to finish the surgery on his own.
Yeah,
which is fucking nuts.
Yeah, stitching himself up. Ugh.
Yeah, and then he's like, John, you're going to have to, shoot me. You're going to have to make it look like there was a fight. And, he interrupts him. He's like, shoot me here because, bam! He's like, fuck!
Just showing his precision.
Yeah.
He's absolutely precise. I love that.
Yeah, you know what else I love about this is John Wick says thank you a lot. Like, to people when they provide him a service, he says thank you. And I find that in movies, it's rare that there's ever, like, when waiters and waitresses drop food off, people just, like, keep talking. And it's like, no, you gotta, like, pause and say thank you, man.
I would never thank one of my servants.
Robbie, you're misunderstanding.
If you're serving me, you are subhuman.
Okay.
I'm a Long Islander. I thank nobody.
He thanks no one.
I thank no one. I take no blame.
I don't give no fucking tip. I don't tip a fucking police officer. Why would I tip a fucking waiter over here?
I'm Steve Buscemi from Reservoir Dogs. I don't tip.
Yeah.
This is the most consistent downpour I've ever seen in a movie.
It's just a very, very wet world.
Yeah, it's just constant heavy rain.
Yeah, and a lot of neon.
Yes, there is a lot of neon, even when it doesn't make any sense.
No, and we've established that this is a different New York. Because, like, even in the last one, they're in the subway and it's clean.
Well, they show an aerial shot of New York City at one point, and it's very bright and colorful, and that is not what New York City looks like.
It's like almost cyberpunk.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because everything's neon.
But it is interesting, because if you go to other cities, particularly down south in the U.S., it is very colorful. You know, other cities are much more colorful than New York City. New York City is not a colorful city.
I really haven't been to many cities. I've been to New York City, and quite frankly, I'm not a fan.
Oh, I do. I like all cities. You know, Charlotte was like, had this like green aesthetic to it, which was like beautiful.
Yeah, New York's got that weird thing where it's like, you know, hey, fuck you and your mother, but you know I got your back, right? It's like, who? What?
Some dudes chase John Wick into like a mirror warehouse, and then they follow him into a room with all these guns and bullets that are conveniently laid out. And what is apparent? Yeah, because apparently this is a front. Everyone in this world is a hitman. Everything is a front.
Yeah.
And after Wick gets the gun from the firearms room, they then move on to the knife room.
Yes. I really enjoyed this segment.
This fight is great.
Yeah, I also really like how before that he's like messing with these revolvers, and he's like the cylinder, whatever, I guess, where you put the bullets, like it's not fitting, and he's like, oh, okay, and he's like putting it to his ears, like doing all this stuff, and like right in the nick of time, like he hears him coming, and blam, gets that guy right between the eyes. Great stuff. But when they're fighting with the knives, I think it's great that both of them, I don't think, have thrown knives before, because they're both learning as they go, and like you see him getting better at it as the fight goes. It's really, really good.
Because at one point it just looks like two dudes just throwing knives at each other.
Well, they are, and like a lot of it, the handle hits.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, they don't know what they're doing, but then like John Wick gets better at it. Like he's like, oh, okay, this is how it works, and then he's just fucking tearing them out. It was great.
He uses one guy as a shield.
Excellent.
One guy he gets in the groin. Several dudes through the eye.
Yeah, that close up of the eye one, I was like, ah.
He stabs a dude in
mother.
There's one where he stabs a dude in the skull and then mashes the knife down
he hammers it. Oh my god.
Yeah, that up close knife stab, and then the one guy still alive, and he throws the hatchet through his head. Boy, loved this.
You think he's okay?
Yeah. I think he's a congressman. Some dudes, I'm assuming they're in the mob, they decide to hit Wick with their cars. That's not a bad strategy to start with.
Yeah, maybe follow through.
Well, they then
they hit him and stop.
Well, they follow him into a stable, because this movie just feels like, all right, He's gonna fight in the knife room. He fights in the gun room. Oh, a horse stable. Horse stable. Fight in a horse stable.
Right. And I mean, with the ending of the last movie where it's like, okay, you're about to be hunted in about an hour. Everybody and their mother is going to be coming for you. So, like, at the start of this movie, it's like, yep, we're going to get a bunch of fights because he's got to escape New York from every assassin on Earth. You know, like, it's cool.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Where the fuck is this horse stable?
Oh, that's the New York horse stable.
I mean,
come on down.
If they were near Belmont, I'd get it.
Yeah.
They're in like Midtown or some shit.
It's a different New York, Robbie.
Where is this huge horse stable?
I did like how he weaponized a horse.
He does it twice. That's sick.
Yeah. But again, you know what? I have a question. The guys who hit him with the car. They hit him and they just stop and then get out of the car and they're like, we're gonna fight this guy who's known for being the greatest at killing people. Why wouldn't you like just keep going, like hit him and keep going? Like he'll probably be dead under your car.
I don't think so. Judging by the end of this movie, I don't think that would have killed John Wick.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if a tire goes over your head, you know.
He does a Homer Simpson fall.
He does, but that's what saves him.
That wouldn't, I guess.
Yeah, because if you hit stuff on the way down, you're more likely to live. You're gonna be fucked up, but you'll live. Maybe.
He would have broken his neck when he hits the fucking.
Yeah. The CG on that is like, it seems like it's sped up, like he fucking hits the ground at Mach 12, you know. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Wick ties a guy up by the neck and then drags him with a horse and then escapes on horseback.
Very cool.
Yes. He starts killing some motorcyclists. His bounty goes up to $15 million. And that's when he makes his way to the ballet theater. He presents the rosary to the lady at the front. He gets let in. And we meet the director, played by Angelica Houston. And that's where we learn John Wick's. Damn it! That's where we learn John Wick's birth name. Javarian, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's some Russian stuff.
It is not Javarian.
No, but it's Russian as hell.
It is. It's like Javanian Josephitz. It's not. None
not
of
that
right.
either. No. We don't know.
I didn't write it down. Yeah. I'm gonna
email
Jovian.
it, I guess.
Yeah, email us. Let us know. What was John Wick's birth name? They do say it. Jovial, because he's such a happy guy.
Yeah, he's such a sweet, happy man.
Wick requests passage to Casablanca, and he hands in the rosary as his ticket and gets branded. Looks brutal to get branded.
Yeah. Right on the head of his penis.
Nope.
On
his back. On the head of his back.
The head of his back.
Yep.
On the back of his penis.
Oh! At the Continental, an adjudicator, or the adjudicator, comes to see Winston. They're looking at the dead body from the last movie. And they tell Winston, you better name your succession within a week. She then goes and sees the Bowery King, and in 7 days, he has to give up his title. So the Bowery King is apparently just an accepted title, like within this world.
Yeah. I like how the plot really thickens here. It's like, oh, okay, we thought that these people were like at the top. They called all the shots. But no, there's like a whole other sect of people on top, and they call the shots.
Yeah, and then there's one other guy above them.
Yeah, and he's like, I mean, we'll get to it. He's like a deity, you know? It's very
bizarre.
Strange.
When we get to it, we'll talk. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah, it's very strange, but like, I think they're doing something here.
Yeah. Wick goes to Morocco and he beats up some dudes in a tunnel. Everyone is surprised when someone comes and stops the fight because the manager granted Wick amnesty, and the guy who stopped the fight kills one of the guys who was fighting John Wick.
Yeah, because he was about to go for him again.
Yeah, I love that.
I said stop, blam.
Yeah, I love that. Wick gets confronted by some angry puppies. And then he gets shot by Sophia, played by Halle Berry. I totally forgot Halle Berry was in this movie.
Yeah, I have a note that says, that's Halle Berry.
Yeah. She's not very good in this movie.
Robbie.
I whispered it so no one heard it.
Robbie whispered into the microphone that's recording your voice.
Damn it! Damn it!
Always happens. This always happens.
Wick
He's always telling secrets on a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Goes out worldwide.
Yeah, see, that's what happened with Kanye West talking about his cousin. He forgot that Twitter wasn't his private journal.
Right, yeah. Did you see that he recently was like, hey guys, I'm done being anti-Semitic?
Oh, that's good.
Dude, it's not how it works, man. You can't just be like, nah, not anymore. It's cool.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah,
or
do you have anything else to say?
Or you're just done? All right. Okay, cool, dude. Yep, that's how it works.
You want to walk anything back, or no? Okay.
Well, no, that's his blanket statement that he doesn't believe anything anymore, I guess.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
Wick presents a marker with Sophia's blood on it, and he wants Sophia to take him to her old boss. And we learned the backstory that he saved her daughter, but she doesn't see her daughter because she doesn't want her in danger, which is cool. But this whole thing is very vague.
Yeah, but it's kind of like she's got a very John Wick thing going as well. She's out of the game.
No, she's not out of the game. She's the manager here.
Right, but I thought she's like, I don't like fucking get my hands dirty anymore.
The manager doesn't kill. That's why Winston doesn't kill.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see. So she's like the Winston here.
Exactly. Yeah. All these different places have their own Winston, so to speak, because they have the manager of their hotel or whatever.
Okay. Well, she's got 2 dogs.
Yes.
She's got a daughter. So you could kind of substitute the daughter for, John Wick's wife. I think they're doing like I don't know. I don't know what they're doing here. They're doing something.
It's just very weird because they mentioned that John Wick got her daughter back, but then this whole thing where she doesn't even know where she is. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't. I get the idea of you don't be involved with your daughter because you don't want your daughter in danger. I understand that, but then it's weird to have the whole backstory be, yeah, he saved your daughter.
Yeah, I guess so. Because the whole thing's like, oh, you owe me, right? Help me out because you owe me one.
But we also don't learn what he actually did to get her daughter back. We don't learn anything about what happened to her daughter.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably get another movie with it de-aged Keanu Reeves or some shit,
I'm good. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
The adjudicator hires an assassin from a Japanese restaurant, and he's asked to kill John Wick and everyone that helped him. He serves her blowfish, and then he gives her a pamphlet that says, "So you're going to die." You don't remember that Simpsons episode, do you?
No. When
Homer eats the fugu, the blowfish, and they worry that he ate the wrong part of it because it's very toxic. And when he goes to the doctor, they just give him a pamphlet that says, "So you're going to die." This is one of my favorite things about all these Japanese assassins. So first they break into the theater. They slaughter their way all the way up until the director, who was watching ballet. First off, did the dancers not notice until she said stop that these creepy dudes just walked out onto the stage?
Yeah, they were like, this is part of the show, I guess.
And then Angelica Houston, the director, holds her hands out and gets stabbed through the middle of the hand.
Yeah.
Youchy bouchy.
Youchy bouchy.
That's what happened. That's why I have this scar here. I don't know if you can see it. That's what happened to me. I crossed the high table. I crossed the high table. And by high table, it means I angered my cat.
Did you sit in a high chair?
No.
Because you're a little baby?
Yeah. Sleep with one eye open.
Okay, Jesus. I I have a question. Why did they kill all these like underlings, but just punish the lady in charge?
That's my favorite thing about these guys, is because they do the same thing later on with the Bowery King.
Yeah.
They kill all the homeless people, and then they're just like, we're just gonna cut you up a little bit.
Yeah, well, 7 cuts for 7 bullets.
Again, that makes sense, but you still killed everyone under him.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I guess it's to be like, you know what? So if you're not going to give up your power, you're not going to have anybody to command.
Fair.
That's how I took it. Is like, yeah. So if you want to stay in power, you got to rebuild your whole crew.
Yeah.
Wick talks to Barada, that's Sophia's former boss. Wick tells Barada that he wants to make amends and he wants a meeting with the Elder. This is the guy who is above the high table. I totally misunderstood this, because I thought Barada being like, you walk through the desert and walk until you can't walk no more, was basically him telling, I'm not going to help you, fuck off.
Right, but it's actually like legit directions.
Yeah, and like, when John starts walking through the desert, I'm like, this guy doesn't know what a fucking metaphor is.
Well, that's the thing. Well, also, you know, they fucking blast. They start blasting.
Yeah, they do.
Because he shoots the dog.
In the bulletproof vest, so the doggy's not dead.
Okay, so that was I was like, wait, did she have 3 dogs this whole time?
No, she had the 2.
Because like, the dog hit the ground.
Yeah.
Where you just like get the wind knocked out of him or something.
Yeah, if you get shot with a bulletproof vest on, it's just gonna knock you on your ass.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, he's a nice boy.
Yeah.
And he eats the shit out of that guy's crotch.
Yes, he does. I thought he was dead when Sophia shot him, but no, he's alive. And these dogs bite everyone on the dick.
Hell yeah, brother.
These dogs are always going for the dick, just like... Wick and Sophia fight their way out. At one point, Sophia throws her gun at somebody. I like that. That's fun.
That was cool. So when you say Halle Berry's not good in this, you saying
Just the dialogue.
acting? Oh, okay. Because I thought she was rocking the shit.
Oh, no. The fight scenes are cool. She's awesome in the fight scenes. But, like, when she delivers the line, like, we are less than even, or whatever, I'm like, all right, Halle.
Yeah.
Like, you could do better than that.
It didn't take me out of it. Also, I just said rocking the shit, like that means something.
It does.
What does it mean?
It means she was wrecking people's days.
There you go. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you.
She could rock my shit, which means peg me.
Whoa. Did she put in an infinite ammo cheat? Because there's one point where she's just blasting with one gun.
No, she runs out. She runs out of ammo because she throws a gun at someone.
Right, but I think it was after that. She's got another pistol. She's like, blam, 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 blam,
And what
blam.
sucks is you can't save after you put in that cheat.
Right. And your trophies are disabled. So.
Yeah, so you're not getting anything.
Right.
It's a shame.
And together, her and John Wick take out the population of a small country.
They really do!
Kill everyone ever on the earth.
The shot where Wick and the other guy both point unloaded guns at each other, and they both quickly reload, and he gets 3 shots off and kills 3 guys. Love it.
That was great.
After they've killed everyone, Sophia drops them off in the desert, and this is where John starts walking.
Well, before that, she's like, I like how she gives water to the dogs. Obviously, you get them first.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
I completely understand that. Then she goes to hand him water, and then she drinks it, and then she spits it back. And, you know, I know some people would pay a lot of money for Halle Berry to do that to their
That's
water
the thing.
bottle.
She did spit back into the water bottle, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh no! Oh no, Halle Berry spit in my water bottle! What a terrible thing to happen! Oh, me, oh my! Oh no! Oh my god, my burger's cooked to perfection! This is terrible! Oh my god!
Robbie,
Oh,
you're
look,
a prevert.
Oh, Am I? I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of the desert, and Halle Berry's gonna enhance my water for me?
Enhance.
But honestly, if I'm in the desert and it's the only water available, quite frankly, Andy, you could spit in that water bottle and I'd be like, all right, at least I have water.
Would it turn you on?
No, it wouldn't turn me on.
Damn it.
I'd already be turned on from seeing you spit.
Whoa.
That's a Pavlovian reaction. I'm going to hell. But yes, I did think Barada was using a metaphor, but he was not. We learn.
Yeah, so this is where it gets kind of weird.
Well, yeah, we see the assassins go through the Bowery and kill all his guys too. It's the same thing as before, but he gets the 7 slices.
Yeah.
And then, yes, he gets found, John Wick.
Yeah.
I was not expecting the Elder to be younger than everybody else. Why is he the Elder?
That's the thing. I think that in this movie, I think that this is like, he actually meets a god of the underworld. Like, I think this guy's an actual god, like, in this universe of assassins of the underworld. Because then he's like, you have to make a sacrifice to me. And he does it. And it's all very strange. Like you said, he goes to the end of the world, essentially.
Yeah, weird it's a flat Earth movie.
Yeah, strange.
It was weird.
Much like the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah. So he goes to a made-up place, essentially. Like, oh, walk to the end of the desert and you'll find him there. And, like, he does. So it gets, like, weird and otherworldly for a little bit.
It's bizarre, and I don't know. It's just out of place for these movies. I feel like to be like suddenly we're in, like, it's cool going to other places, but then it's like a literal god figure is like, what? Huh?
Well, they say several times, like, okay, the path to salvation leads through hell, right? So he's like, give up all the things that mean anything to you. And at this point in John Wick's life, there's like 2 things. It's his dog and his wife, right? So he chops off his ring finger, the one that the one he even gives the ring.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, I'm giving this up. I belong to you now. He's essentially saying, like, give me everything that makes you who you are. You know, and he does it. But then we see for the rest of the movie, he struggles to keep that. He doesn't keep his promise.
No, almost immediately.
Yeah, and that's cool. And then, you know, by the end of it, he essentially shakes hands with the devil, the Bowery King. He's the devil of this world. You know? He lives underground, literally. You know, like, he's like, Satan here.
I didn't see any of this.
Like, when I was like, what is this? And then, like, I stewed on it for a while. I made a stew.
That's nice.
Yeah, but it's hot out, so I ended up throwing it out.
I'd still eat the stew in warm weather.
It's
cold. It's cold up in New York, man.
Oh, no.
It was 49 degrees this morning.
Damn! I just poured the stew into my trash can.
Dude.
Fucking sicko. Dude, as a teacher, the worst thing, like, they get, like, little things of cereal.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm done, and they just, bah, right in the garbage. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? But yeah, that's how I kind of picked it up.
It just, I don't know, he's like, I want to do this to keep my wife's memory alive. All right.
Well, it's like his memory, like, to him.
Yeah, I get that, but, like, why don't you die and just join your wife?
He's on the warpath, you know?
Yeah, that's what it is.
He's just, like, taking everything down. But, like, also, the posters for this movie are, like, weird and biblical. Like, there's like a big cross behind John Wick's head in one of them.
Well, it's his tattoo on the back also.
Right, but it's all like they're doing something here, where it's like he's like a fallen angel of sorts. Even though, like, he was never an angel. But, like, in this world, he's the Baba Yaga. He's, like, an angel of death.
But, like,
So
what makes the Elder this guy? Like, why does everyone have so much... Like, it's bizarre to be like, we learn about the High Table, and then right away they're like, oh, yeah, but there's also someone above them, too.
Yeah, and it's God. You know? I really think that this is, like, their God.
But why? He's younger than everybody else. It makes no sense.
I don't know, man. This is just what I was like, hey, I don't know yet. Okay.
I don't get it. Some hitmen kill some other hitmen, and the assassin from the Japanese restaurant confronts Wick, and some of his buddies appear out of thin air, and these guys are Batmaning all over the place.
Yeah.
Because they're just appearing, disappearing. Wick does the same thing at one point. It's like, all right, guys.
Yeah, why doesn't he do that more often? It would get him out of a lot of sticky situations.
I have no idea. Wick takes out 2 dudes on motorcycles. And then assassins with swords chase Wick on motorcycles. That's
this motorcycle
really cool.
chase is awesome. It's truly awesome.
One guy gets his arm cut off, and it gets, like, caught in his wheel, causing the motorcycle to, like, flip back.
Yeah.
That's
and
sick.
I think what he says when his arm gets chopped off, he says, "Ouchie."
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. He says, "Arm out!" Instead of far out.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Thank you. Wick gets to the Continental by crashing his motorcycle. Instead of, like, stopping at it, he just drives basically into the curb and goes flying into the steps.
And then he just, like, boop on the step. Yeah. And that's where Karen, I don't know, but he's what's the actor's name?
Lance Reddick.
Lance Reddick. R.I.P. He's like, oh, he's safe.
Yeah. And then when Wick and the assassin sit down at the Continental, the assassin fanboys about meeting John Wick for a minute.
Yes, and that's where he's like, we're the same.
We're not alike at all. We're both masters of death.
Yeah. Well, he also says, like, see, that's the difference, is, like, when he stops in front of those kids. It's like, that's the difference. I wouldn't have stopped. And that's what makes John Wick different.
Right.
Like, yeah, he's a psychopath, and he's killing everybody and everyone and everybody's mother and everybody's sister, everybody's brother. He's killing everybody.
Everyone John Wick kills deserves to die.
Sure. But he already, like, he's supposed to give himself over to Baba. He is Baba Yaga. Like, he's the ghost. He promised, he fucking cut off his ring finger, and he said, I swear allegiance to you. I'm going to be the gun that you want me to be. And he
has
already
to go kill
doesn't.
Winston here.
Right. But he doesn't kill those kids. Like, he's still a human being.
Right, yeah.
Where he just said, I'm no longer a human being, I'm a weapon. But he's still a human being. And then we see it again with the dog. The dog runs up to him. And you see him, like, trying to be stoic. And, like, he's, like, he's not pushing the dog away, but he's not, like, inviting the dog. Because he said he gave that up, you know?
I would think their code is not to kill kids. Like, it's crazy that these people would kill kids. Because I don't think even the Elder... Whoa, you killed kids!
Yeah, whoa.
We don't do that.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think I think they're doing something here. I just don't, I'm not grasping it. I'm like, I feel like I'm around it, but I don't know. I'm not an artsy fartsy guy.
I think they just made a bunch of scenes around the action.
I mean, no, I think they're truly trying to do something here.
Write in, let us know. RoydsRevue@gmail.com. Tell Andy why he's wrong. Wick meets with Winston in this insane glass room with all these glass skulls and everything. And then they both stand up to the adjudicator, so she declares the Continental deconsecrated. And they have a stamp at one point that just says deconsecrated.
Yeah.
Wick, Winston, and Lance Reddick and the dog all go to the gun safe. I like this little team of the 4 of them.
Yes, I like how pretty much this whole thing is like them getting around all this red tape so they could be boys again.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much. Well, And then Winston just kind of, well, we get a title drop.
Yeah.
And then Winston has Lance Reddick turn on the neon green lights. He's like, put on the fighting lights.
Yeah, yeah. But I like how they flicker in a weird pattern.
Yeah, it's just it is to disorient.
Yeah, it's cool.
And he just sits in the safe drinking. It's cool to see Lance Reddick get into it.
Yes, that was cool. And I like how they both, well, there's a whole team of guys, and they all die except Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's the one character we know, so sure.
Yeah,
okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their team, they go in and they fight in the green light. Wick and Reddick go and get armor-piercing shotgun rounds. And this is when I noticed that John Wick does have a weird thirst for blood. Because sometimes he'll shoot a guy in the head and just get it over with. Sometimes he shoots a guy in the leg just to kill him in a slower, more brutal fashion.
Yeah.
Like, we'll watch Wick have a chance to just shoot a guy in the head, but shoot him in the leg and then break his neck. It's like, why'd you do that?
He likes it, you know?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's the whole thing with this movie. Like, is he a hero? No. This guy's killed more people than any dictator on Earth. Like,
I don't know if that's true.
Throughout all these movies, he's killed like trillions of people.
That's fair. No, that is fair.
So, like, I don't know. I'm on his side because, like, everybody's an assassin. So it's like, all right, whatever. And this movie is very stylish, and like all these movies are stylish. And
Profilish.
And they got a cool aesthetic, and everything's cool, and a very unique world. But like, I don't. At the end of the day, I'm like, I don't really like feel bad for John.
No.
I don't know. Am I supposed to? I don't know. I don't feel bad though. You're a murderer. I don't fucking care. You got
like,
what's coming to you, dude.
Like you said, everyone's a murderer in this world.
Right.
Wick starts fighting these assassins, and two guys just keep throwing Wick through the glass cases with the crystal skulls in them for some reason. Like, it's like intentional. They throw him through one, then they pick him up, and they throw him through the next one. It's like, okay, I get it. You built these props, you're gonna break them, but...
I thought it was pretty funny, honestly.
It was very funny.
I did like how, at first, they're just, like, throwing him around. They're tossing him around. Then he's like, okay.
Yeah, now I've had enough.
Then he just tosses them around for, like, 15 minutes. He's beating the shit out of these guys.
He uses one guy's sword to slit another guy's throat. I tried to put a W in the word throat, too, but it didn't work.
Throat?
Yeah, throat. That's pretty cool, though.
It is cool.
Two dudes tell Wick that it's an honor to fight and meet him, and they seemingly let him live just to continue fighting him and throw him through glass.
Yes, the twins. Yeah.
Yeah. And twins!
Nice. He's got double vision.
Oh, heal my eye with that double vision.
So, that's the fight where they're tossing him through grass.
Yeah. He's like, I have allergies.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm itchy. But like, then he gets up and he's like, okay, you want to, like you said, they let him live, and he's like, all right, you want to fight? I'm gonna absolutely annihilate the two of you.
Yeah.
And he does. He just like tosses them around because the both of them, they're like kind of little guys.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves is a big dude.
And he messes them up.
Yeah, he does. And I like the final one, like the big one, is where he knocks them through the glass, like the floor.
Yeah.
And all three of them just like hit the ground. I'm surprised, like, because it looks like Keanu Reeves is actually doing a lot of this stuff where he's hitting the ground.
Yeah.
And like, that's glass. You can't pad that.
No, he hits him with an angle slam through the glass floor.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel bad for Keanu Reeves, the actor. This man's like 60.
He chooses to do it, though.
Truly, but it's just beating the shit out of this old man.
That's sick.
It is sick.
Wick and the main assassin face off again. This main assassin is just determined to prove to Wick that they are the same.
Yeah, and I like how he's like that guy in a friend group who's like, he's like, I'm one of the boys. And then everybody's like, not really, though. You know?
Yeah.
Come on.
Wick stabs the assassin through their hand and their chest. This somehow does not kill him, because he sits back up and makes small talk with John Wick.
I like this part.
Oh, it's funny, but I didn't understand how he was alive.
He's just hanging on. I like how he's like, I just need a couple minutes and I'll be back. And he's like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
You're fucking dead, dude. There's a sword in your heart. I also like throughout all this action, like in between, we get like Winston just sitting there and he picks up the phone and she's like, hey, you can't do it. And just click.
Yeah.
Just hangs up. Great stuff.
Yeah, he's just listening to classical music, having a drink, and then finally she calls him and asks for a parlay, and turns out he's a bookie too, so it's a 6-leg parlay. The Pistons game over 102 points. I don't know.
That's sports betting.
Yeah, it's sports betting.
I'm smart.
Very good.
I also, like, Winston's been in all of them.
Yeah.
And I've liked him. But I think he's my favorite in this one. Just the demeanor is great.
Yes, and then he turns full. Oh yeah, because early on is when he goes, "Do what you do best." Hut.
Yes.
Okay.
Keanu's like, "Oh man, you fucking spit on me."
On the rooftop, Winston wants all his power back, so he turns heel here and shoots John Wick off the roof.
Yeah. Now we have both not seen the 4th installment.
Correct.
So I have a question. Do you think he knew that John Wick would survive?
No.
So you think he had a real intent to kill him?
Yes.
Huh. Because at the end, he's got like a wry smile when she's like, there's no body.
I think he has the wry
John
smile.
Wick.
Yeah, because it's like, haha, it doesn't really surprise me that much.
Okay, well, he should be scared.
Well, yeah, because she's warning him. I don't know. I think he legit turns heel. I'm interested to see what happens in the 4th one. Because I haven't seen it. And don't spoil it for me, everyone, or I'll be sad.
Okay, I know for a fact that they gather all 7 Dragon Balls.
That's sick.
Yeah.
But you ruined it. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah, and they wish for Dumbledore to use the Infinity Gauntlet to snap Winston out of existence. Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
The continent.
Sorry for spoiling.
No, it's all right. I'm really upset, actually. But I feel like I've watched the movie, so.
Right. The detail in which
so I don't have to go see it. The Continental gets reconsecrated. The sad puppy runs off, and then we see Jason Mantzoukas and the puppy bringing John Wick to the Bowery King, and the Bowery King and John Wick join forces. Credits.
Yeah, so I think it's he fell. He's gonna kill God by joining the devil. Is what I saw at the end. You know.
Dude, that's cool. I think he is just an unbeatable cyborg. Because he hit everything he possibly could have hit on the way down, and then he was just alive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean...
Insane.
Yeah.
After getting shot in, like, the knees and the tummy.
Yeah, but he's got the jacket.
That's true.
Bulletproof jackets that they got.
His knees were also shot.
Yeah, he's got the bulletproof pants. You saw the bullets bouncing off of him. That's what he was like, ow.
Oh, was it? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So I don't think he was... I mean, it still hurts. I think all the damage... Yeah, all the damage is from the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't survive.
Probably not. But, he's got that... Now he's got, revenge in his blood.
That's true.
For his friend. So, Robbie, should we go to Letterboxd?
I think that's an excellent idea, Andy.
Robbie, do you think that this is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to ask?
Do you think that this is better or worse than the previous two?
I think it's worse. Okay. I think this movie starts to feel like diminishing returns a little bit.
Okay. But it's still good.
It's still good. It's not bad.
Yeah, I feel like this has this is an in-between story type deal. Which I mentioned earlier. And I do think that they're doing an artsy-fartsy thing. And I think once we see the fourth one, we'll have a better idea of exactly what kind of artsy-fartsy thing they're doing.
I don't know, because the fourth one, apparently, like, they didn't plan the fourth one originally. But, like, they set it up, so I'm very confused. And I know what the plot of the fourth one is.
I think that they wrote the third and fourth one at the same time.
Right.
That's what I think. Because this is clearly an in-between story.
I don't know. I think they originally wanted to kill John Wick at the end of this. And they were like, we can make a lot of money with the fourth one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because in this they set up a lot of stuff. Like they set up God, or the guy and the elder. They set that guy up. They set up Winston's new bad guy. They set up he's teaming up with the Bowery King. We have an adjudicator. Like there's so much things to set up and then like end it. Like no, that's not. I think they lied when they said that.
Very possible. I think it's a 3.5-star movie.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Do you remember what we rated Jean Wick?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I don't 3.5 is fine.
I can look it up.
I mean, ultimately, I think all of these are of the same quality. Like,
we gave John Wick 4 stars.
Okay.
And I thought that was better. And then we gave John Wick, the original one.
We didn't rate this one, right?
We didn't rate
it was in the before time.
Nope. Yeah, we didn't rate John Wick number 1.
It was in the before time, right?
It was. So yeah, 3.5 stars. Follow us on Letterboxd at TheRoydsBand.
Yeah, I've got some trivias for you.
So do I. I have 3 trivia.
Same.
You want to go first?
Sure. Robbie, how many glass panes are broken throughout this entire movie?
I didn't count. Did you count? Did you sit there and count?
I did not. I got it off the internet.
So
which
you know
is
what?
A fad.
It doesn't count. No matter what, I get this question right. Go ahead. It's a mark for me.
Okay, I mean that's fine for me too. I don't.
Being a wiener.
A wiener. Is it 34, 63, 94, or 106?
63.
No.
94.
Correct.
Look at me. What is the name of the hitman in the library? Elvis, Elmer, Ernest, Eric.
Eric.
It is not Eric. Is it
Ernest.
Elvis? It is Ernest. Ernest goes to the library and gets his neck broken. Yeah.
And fucking dies. How many ribs did Halle Berry break during filming? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 32?
I think it's 3.
It is 3.
Yeah, I read that it was 3.
But she does have 32 ribs.
Is that real?
No.
I was gonna say. I was like, I don't.
That's way too many ribs.
Yeah.
She's a snake woman.
Yeah, maybe she's been taking them out of the guys who had one removed so they could suck their own wee-wees.
Maybe she's like, oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, just putting ribs into herself.
Yeah.
What room will the adjudicator stay at the Continental? 216, 217, 218, 219.
Robbie, I'm going to answer your question with another question.
Okay.
What room did adjudicators stay at the Continental?
217.
217? Yeah, 217. Wow. Great minds think very similarly.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have one more.
Go ahead.
What breed of dog does Sophia own? Are they Rottweilers, Mastiffs, German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois?
The German Shepherds?
They're not German Shepherds.
Are they the last thing you said?
They are Belgian Malinois.
Belgian what?
Malinois or Malinois? I think it's Malinois. Malinois.
Robbie, I'm pretty sure it's waffle, Belgian waffle.
My bad, dude. My freaking
cool.
deacon bad.
Whoa. Robbie, I wrote a song.
Fuck. Damn it. I knew I was forgetting something this week.
All right, let's pause so Robbie can real quick put together a song.
I also have a song, Andy. I was jesting all over your chest.
Robbie, you dog.
I have a pick to flip. Call it In the Air, please, Andrew.
Heads.
It's tails. I'm gonna go first. Because my song, I didn't try. I'm gonna be totally honest. I wrote a couple of riffs on the bass and threw it out there. I threw the bass through some distortion. There's not even really a chorus to the song. This was a very hard movie for me to write for because it just felt like it was just action scene with like interspersed with little like backs with context. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I find John Wick in general is hard to write about because it's just guy killing other guy.
So my song is just called Under the Harsh Green Light because it's after the neon lights. And yeah, I'm just going to play it for you. Not much effort was thrown into this. I'm being totally honest. That's glowing review before you even hear the song. And
Let us be the judge, Robbie.
that's no, I'm not. Only God can judge my song.
Okay. Why are you showing it to people?
Good point. All right, here's my song, Under the Harsh Green Light.
Yeah, he knew the rules. He made me look like a fool. Yeah, he's got no friends. He's got no time to spend. Now he's on the run. No one to give him a gun. 14 million on his head. I want John Wick dead. Travel across the earth, hoping to return to the life he left, because he's still the best. Karate in the glass, it knocks you on your ass. Now come on, let's fight under the harsh green light.
That was my song called Under the Harsh Green Light.
Yeah, Robbie, you talked a lot of shit, but I kind of liked it.
Oh, thanks.
I liked the bass tone. I liked your cool guy guitar solo at the end.
Thank you. Yeah, I put the guitar solo there because the song was coming out to about a minute 48.
Been there, brother.
And I was like, oh no, I need to do something.
Yeah. Which guitar did you use?
I used the Telecaster.
I'm calling 991.
I guess. None of that makes sense.
It's the Telecaster hotline. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, sick. Yeah, no, I use
Yeah.
my Telecaster. I don't even know if you can see it, but I'm
Whoa,
pointing
I
at it
sure
back
can.
there. And it's right next to my Washburn and the Epiphone SG. But
You got to make sure to wash your burns when you get them so they don't get infected.
that is true. That is true. I need
Yeah.
to get that Washburn set up. But yeah, that is Under the Harsh Green Light.
Very cool, Robbie. Very cool.
Thank you. Tell me about your song, Andy.
No.
All right. Well, what are you doing next week?
I'll tell you about my song, Robbie.
Thank you.
I'm just being a schmuck. But my song is called. What was that? You got something to say? You say it to my butt, Robbie.
All right, turn around, baby.
Yeah, let me just. All right, my song is called "Give Up."
All right, bye.
It's about this movie, and I'm continuing the trend where I write acoustic ballad type songs about a really hyper-violent action movie because I think that's a cheeky thing to do.
I like it.
Emphasis on cheeky because I'm all cheeked up. You know what
I'm all cheeked up.
That-
But
Well, I used my you remember Esteban?
yeah, Louisa.
Remember that guitar you could buy on the TV from the infomercial?
No.
Called Esteban?
Yeah, Louisa.
Nope. Well, a long time ago when I was 12 or 13 or something, my parents got an Esteban off the TV for Christmas, and that was my first guitar. And it's been sitting in a case for a long time, and it was like all janked out. So I took it to the shop, got it set up. It's in D standard because I'm finding that that's easier to sing in. So I used that. So this is my first guitar ever, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, the song's called "Give Up," and it goes like this. The path to salvation leads through hell. The path to salvation leads through hell. Give up everything that you are. Give up all that makes you human. Give up everything that you are. What's left? Give up all that makes you human. The path to salvation leads through hell. The path to salvation leads through hell. Give up everything that you are. What's left? Give up all that makes you human. Give up everything that you are. What's left? Give up all that makes you human. Give up your dog, your wife, and everything else in your life. Give up your dog and your wife, and everything else in your life. The devil's here to bring you comfort. The devil's here to bring you comfort. So that's my song called "Give Up."
That was very nice. I like that a lot.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, don't you ever tell me to give up everything I own, but
Okay, it's more talking to John Wick.
Oh, okay. As long as you weren't
Yeah.
talking to me, I just wanted to make sure.
No.
I like that. It was very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, just about the stuff I was talking about. How I think it's got a whole God and Devil thing going.
About General Zod.
Yep.
Incredible. You're mixing universes.
Yeah, I'm a creative soul, Robbie.
You're getting sued.
And I've got a creative hole.
You do. I've noticed that.
Yeah. Robbie, what we got going on next week?
Andy, next week,
Yeah.
even though it's June, it's getting a little spooky. We're doing 28 Days Later.
Ah.
Yeah. It's a movie about the menstrual cycle. 28 Days Later, it just comes again.
That's very good, Robbie. That's very good. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, it's a zombie movie, and I'm a scared little boy.
Okay.
The crowd is still going nuts over my joke.
Yeah,
by
I
the way.
see that.
They're
They're
absolutely
going
losing
crazy,
their
dude.
minds.
Yeah. Well, I remember enjoying this movie, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it also, mainly because Laura is really excited for us to watch it because she likes it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, we're getting ready for 28 Years Later.
Yeah.
That's about Andy getting out of prison after his special little crime.
No, Robbie. It's about zombies, I believe. So
Some boobies.
Whoa.
They're going boobs.
Instead of brains. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Really highbrow stuff there, Andy.
These
A real
zombies-
thinker.
These zombies are fast, which makes them more intense. Well, anyway, Robbie, let me tell you where you can find the music.
What music?
The Royds. You go to Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, wherever you get your music, and you type in the Royds. You type in the Royds, you will find a bunch of collections of podcast songs as well as studio recordings. But if you want everything, including all of the podcast songs, all of the studio recordings, and guest songs, and bonus songs, you go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com. And let me tell you, you just might nut.
You might.
You might, if you're into that, for whatever reason.
Don't click the link if you don't want to come. The link is on music.
I didn't like that. I didn't like it because it moved a little when you did it. But,
no!
And by it, I mean
The Earth.
my penis.
Oh.
What was it? Oh, the YouTube's got all the music on it. Go check that out. Robbie, please tell them a little more about that.
You go to YouTube. You go to Instagram. You go to TikTok. You go to Reddit. You type in the Royds Band. There we are. There we be. You click the links and you will come. And you will... You can interact with us. You can send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. If you're listening to the podcast or watching the podcast on YouTube, leave a little comment down below. Like and subscribe. It really helps us out. We should probably start saying like and subscribe at the beginning of the podcast.
Smash that like button. Hit that bell so you get notifications when we post. Fucking do it, brother. Subscribe, brother.
I hit the bell for notifications, and the bell called the police on me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I hit the bell so hard that it's got a crack in it.
Oh.
It's in Philadelphia.
Oh, it's the Liberty Bell?
It's the Liberty Bell. I hit the Liberty Bell.
That's with your car. That's why you were in prison for 28 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they labeled you a terrorist.
Yeah.
Because you hit the Liberty Bell.
With my car.
With your car, yeah.
Yeah.
You saw a crack and you're like, I gotta get in that.
Yeah. All right. Next week.
I guess it really rung your bell.
Nice. Next week. 28 days later.
28 yays later. Yay.
Nice.
Imagine I did 28 of those. I should just sit there doing that. Do you think
We'll
we should
see
wrap
you
up?
later.
Yeah. Roydsreview@gmail.com.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you, lady.
Request a movie.